lahat po ng mga benefit na na-avail po natin o matatanggap po natin will always be dependent doon sa ating contribution. So we always expect na kapag malaki ang amount ng kinocontribute po natin, definitely malaki din po yung amount na babalik din po sa atin. Okay? So sa qualifying conditions po natin under that benefit for us to qualify doon sa monthly pension, at least 36 months lang po. So that is equivalent to 3 years prior po doon or before the semester of death. So this is only granted po sa ating mga primary beneficiaries po. Okay, yan yung monthly pension. Na kung hindi naman po na kumpleto yung 3 years, papasok po siya doon sa lump sum amount po natin. So granted po yan sa primary beneficiaries po natin pag less than 36 months po yung contribution na namatay na member prior doon sa semester of death, or if ever sabihin po natin is wala naman po siyang primary beneficiaries, papasok po doon yung ating secondary beneficiaries po. Kahit lagpas po yan siya ng 36 months or more than 3 years ang contribution niya, lump sum po ang i-grant sa ating secondary beneficiary. I'm actually mentioning primary beneficiary, secondary. So sino-sino naman po yan sila? Okay? So under yung order ng ating beneficiaries, unahin po natin yung primary. So si primary beneficiary po, sila po yung dependent legal spouse. Okay? Dependent legal spouse. So nandun po yung word na legal. So dapat po meron po tayong documents, especially yung marriage contract, marriage certificate for us to identify na talagang legal. Okay? Legal po yung spouse. Then minor children, I think this was actually mentioned na rin po sa ating first speaker, yung mga minor children, so below 21 years old, legitimate, legitimated, legally adopted, or illegitimate children. So, hanggang 5 po yan starting from the youngest. Unmarried and not gainfully employed. So, hindi pa po nagtatrabaho. Then, if over po na 21 years old, if ever na meron po tayo mga anak na may mga special needs, example po, autistic or Down syndrome. So kahit lagpas na po yung 21 years old or lagpas na po yung edad nila ng 21 years old, or if ever sabihin natin still a minor, permanently incapacitated po siya or incapable of self-support, physically or mentally, under pa rin po, makakatanggap pa rin po sila ng dependence pension po. Okay? So, yan yung under ng primary beneficiary po natin. Now, in the absence of the primary beneficiary, wala po. Okay? Wala pong sabihin natin na walang asawa. Okay? Wala rin pong minor na anak. Walang below 21 years old na anak. Kanino po ang next? So, ang next po natin in line is the secondary. So, secondary naman po, parents of the deceased member. So, if both parents are alive, divided sa dalawa, then if ever isa lang po, sa kanya lang. Ma'am, in the absence of the parents, wala na rin pong parents. Sino po ang next doon sa beneficiaries natin? Kung sino po yung naka-indicate sa members E1 or E4. Di ba sa E1 po natin, nilalagay po natin yung mga list of our beneficiaries. Then next, kung magkaroon tayo ng additional or changes doon sa mga beneficiaries natin, E4 na po ang ilalagay natin. So dito, sa E1 and E4, pwede po nating ilagay yung mga anak po na above 21 years old. Okay? Pwede po nating ilagay dyan. And then as much as possible, you have to update na rin po yung mga E4 po natin, most especially kung meron tayong i-add na mga beneficiaries. And ma'am, paano yan kung magulang ko rin po ang nailagay ko dyan. Okay? Hindi ko napalitan kasi single yung namatay na member. So, sino po ang next? Dito na po ngayon papasok yung ating legal heirs po. Okay? Legal heirs in accordance to the Family Code of the Philippines. So, hahanapin po ni SSS lahat ng mga kamag-anak po natin na malapit po yung lineage, yung blood relation po natin, yung kaporsyontohan ng kadugo-duguan po natin. Hahanapin po niya yan. Sa buong Pilipinas, lalabas po ng tabloid si SSS sa buong Pilipinas po for 90 days. Hanapin po yung rightful beneficiary po niyan, especially if wala po siyang primary. Okay, single po yung namatay. Then wala na rin pong magulang. Then ang nakalagay po sa kanyang designated or sa E1 and E4 is magulang din po. So hanapin na po ngayon yung legal heirs po. Okay, yung mga kamag-anak po natin. So what are the different basic forms or documentary requirements na kailangan po nating i-submit? So SSS death benefit claim application, and syempre yung death certificate po ng deceased member duly registered with the LCR or issued by the PSA. So yan po yung mga basic po yan na documentary requirements po natin. Also, syempre, claimant's identification cards and documents, mga IDs po natin, and yung disbursement account from the participating banks via the PesoNet e-wallets, remittance transfer company, or yung cash payout outlet. So, kailangan nating ipakita po yan kasi once na naaprubahan na po yung death benefit po, i-credit na po yan dun sa depository bank ng claimant po natin kung ano po yung dineclare po natin at kung saan po natin siya tatanggapin. Okay? There are actually some additional documentary requirements. So sa mga primary beneficiaries po natin, so yan, marriage certificate po, okay, then birth certificate din po ng mga dependent child or children, that is actually yung mga below 21 years old. Now, for secondary naman din po, yan, birth certificate din po ng deceased member, affidavit attesting to the parents' dependency for support from the deceased member. So, ibig sabihin, nung time na buhay yung member is talagang very dependent yung parents po niya dun sa kanya. Nung nawala po siya, medyo nabalian din po ng financially or even sabihin natin physically or emotionally po yung parents. So, dun titingnan. May affidavit, and at the same time yan, death certificate din po kapag spouse, if the deceased member is widow or widower, dependent child or children, parent po if one of the parents is already deceased. So kailangan po nating ipakita, and kung nag-iisa na lang po yung magulang, kailangan pong magpakita ng death certificate ng kanyang namatay na spouse. Okay? Now for our designated din po, ito yung mga documents that you also need to submit. Death certificate duly registered with LCR or issued by the PSA. So, whichever is applicable. So, spouse, dependent child or children, parents, other designated beneficiaries, legal heirs. Okay? Pag legal heirs po yan, so titingnan po yan in accordance with the law of succession po under the Civil Code of the Philippines. And last po natin, the additional documentary requirements for our mga beneficiaries is yung sa legal heirs, yan, birth certificate of the deceased member, joint affidavit, preferably by the relatives of the deceased member. And for legal heirs naman po, birth certificate of at least 2 legal heirs. Usually po, itong mga documentary requirements po is also found doon sa likod ng ating application. Okay? Application ng ating death certificate or death form po natin. So you can browse naman din po. You can log into our online account, or you may browse or visit yung aming www.sss.gov.ph. Dun po sa mga downloadable forms, you can click on that one. Then nandun na rin po yung mga documentary requirements that you need to submit if ever you're filing for the death benefit of the deceased member. Okay?